It was a rocky beginning because I had no experience with the runway world. I'd never even been to a runway show. I was in Los Angeles and I didn't go to fashion weeks in Paris, New York, and London. So it was all very new to me. And it's not like I'd ever fantasized about the runway show I would have one day. It was just not in my brain. But then I kept doing the runway shows at the beginning, and at a certain point, there was a tipping point, and people just decided to tolerate my pace and my evolution and accepted it. I always show in the same space in Paris in the Palais de Tokyo, and it's this parvis of these monumental Valhalla, Art Deco Valhalla buildings. And filling that space is kind of a challenge, but it's a thrill too. And I always think when I'm starting those shows, how do I fill this space from top to bottom? It's funny how I started out kind of hesitant about runway shows, and then I ended up being like Mr. Theater. I love that I'm able to convince people that a slower pace is tolerable and that it's possible, and that a slower evolution that isn't that sensational, that it has a place in the world. I thought that was a great message. I felt like it was the opposite of voracious overconsumption. You know, the runway shows with their excess, that was a world that I suppose I disapproved of it. I think it's dumb for me to disapprove of anything, but that's just not the kind of message. I wanted my message to be the opposite of that. Anything I say now, I might contradict myself tomorrow. I've always dressed flamboyantly. In my younger years, I wore full makeup, not women's makeup, just like white face with extra black eyes. I always think in kabuki terms. I've always sought an exaggeration that kind of didn't really acknowledge sexual limits. And I've always lived in a world of ambiguity, sexual ambiguity. So it was never something that I thought about. It's just something that naturally is in my world. I was raised in a very small conservative town, and my flamboyance was very criticized. I was very bullied for my personal flamboyance, and that filled me with rage. That kind of bigotry and narrow-mindedness and judging, that fueled me to promote exaggeration, flamboyance in theater, but in an everyday way. And what I've been doing is I have proposed exaggeration and tried, when I've made clothes that are a little bit more voluminous or longer, or they drape like a little bit more than they should, or things stick out, it's a very literal example of thinking outside of the box. Then came those platform boots that I wear every day. And they're such a fuck you to the conventional world. And that's a lot of what I wanted my clothes to be. I wanted my clothes to be gentle, but to signify a gentle rejection of what was considered suitable. I work out every day. I only have 3 routines that I repeat over and over again. So I'm going to do like chest and triceps and stomach and calves on Monday, and then something else on Tuesday, something else on Wednesday, and then go back Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So I just repeat those 3 routines every day. And last week I was in Los Angeles with my family, and I didn't work out once, even though I thought I was going to, which was not that bad. I mean, everything will come back, I think. I'm 60 now, and everything's still pretty good. Yeah. So knock on wood. And I never do cardio. I hate cardio. I eat like a pig and I smoke. So there you go.